loss. Won the Grand Prix of Paris in France. He was a champion there last year as well. Won the NYC. So he's been on a tear since they switched these weight classes up.
2009 was a world team member. In 2009, also third at the U.S. Open.
While still in college, he was a world team member.
3-time All-American in college. And it seems like he's been wrestling forever, but, you know, it's kind of old versus new here.
Yeah, and, you know, he's signed up for the Phase 2 World Team Trials in Fargo, and a lot of us were talking about, well, what if Schlatter matches up with Marable? Could he come out of this bracket? It's an interesting matchup. We didn't get to see it. Schlatter ended up losing to Mozafe in the semis, I believe. But now we get to see the matchup and see that power-on-power style. Marable's one of these guys near impossible to score on.
Yeah.
And Schlatter's got explosive attacks, explosive double legs. Marable, solid takedowns of his own. But it really just makes you pay off your own mistakes.
Fixing his hair there in his face. He's got some good hair. Runs to his single leg there, jacking up a hook.
Yeah, got a seatbelt here, reaching across.
Hey, this is a good opportunity for a foot sweep. Oh, man. In the corner for Marable, we have Don Bradley and Sammy the Bull Henson with his patented rolled-up bracket sheet. I have a feeling it's not even the brackets from this tournament. I think he just gets a bunch of papers together and rolls them up.
Yeah, I asked him about that, and he refuses to comment on what is actually on that paper.
There's a shot here for Slater. He's getting the angle, trying to kick away. Is Marable nothing yet?
Yeah, hasn't hit that third supporting point, and he won't going out of bounds. Doesn't look like it.
Fended off well there for Marable, but the table's going to say 2. What is the head ref going to say? 1, so it's going to be 1. Nice job there from Marable.
Yeah, but that was an interesting exchange because normally it's reverse for Marable.
Yeah.
This was a Marable shot that led into a Schlatter reshot, and he got in deep. I mean, awesome awareness from Marable not to touch that knee down or his head going out of bounds, able to fight it off and keep it to a 1-point push out instead of the takedown. But I kind of thought it'd be the other way around.
Yeah. Slide by attempt here from Marable. Squares up is Schlatter.
Marable again. He's been really active with his high-level single attacks here, but hasn't been able to convert.
He's looking for it again there. He's just having a hard time getting past that head-hands defense of Schlatter.
Yep, trying to elbow off, and time ticking down, 30 seconds left in the first. Schlatter still with that 1-0 lead, controlling the center of the mat right now.
You know, Schlatter's got that Minnesota style of just, he's going for a front headlock here. They're flurrying on the line, towards the line, but no score. As I was saying, you know, those Minnesota guys really like a square, basic style of wrestling. You know, stick to their basics. They all got it. Nelson, all the guys we're watching the duel here, they all got that square, hard to penetrate stance and hard to attack on positioning.
Well, and here's what I think the scenario is with this matchup. You have a guy who can match Marable's strength now.
Yes. And
Marable's probably not used to that. There's nobody else in this weight class at 70 kilos in the U.S. that's been able to match his strength. And you know, Marable, most of the time he has his way with guys.
Yeah, most of the time he can control the pace and the motion of a match.
Especially when he's on his offense like he is in this match. But Schlatter's strength and positioning keep Marable at bay a little bit. You know, Marable might be getting a little frustrated here. He's going to have to change his tactics up.
Interesting to think that 9 years ago, Dustin Schlatter was a national champ.
Yeah, as a freshman in college.
Looking to drag. Here's Marable working towards that line. Schlatter doing a real good job staying in.
Marable able to lift him, just basically place him out of bounds there.
That was good, though. I thought Schlatter was loading up a big throw, but Marable did lift him up, as you said, and place him out of bounds. 1-1 now, minute 48 left to wrestle.
Yeah, both guys hanging in the ties for the last 30, 45 seconds. Official actually asked for a passivity on Marable, but was white paddled. 1:30 to go. Marable leading on the criteria side of things. So Schlatter going to have to be the one to initiate some offense here. And remember, he scored his point off a Marable attack. So now it's going to have to be all Schlatter.
Minute 6 left to wrestle. Going to get warned here. Get the action going.
Yeah, Marable's just tapping right now. He's tapping those high-level attacks, you know, and that'll keep the officials off him. And now double leg attempt snuffed out by Marable. He's working a front headlock now. We're on the edge of the mat, 45 seconds. Marable comes up into the underhook. Schlatter able to circle in. 30 seconds now. Schlatter bounces back. He's going to have one final shot at this thing here. Marable staying solid so far. Schlatter works the heavy snap. He's motioning. Tapped at the single leg. 10 seconds to go. Now Schlatter has to come. And he is pressuring forward. He's in deep on the shot.
Pulling him up, double unders there for Marable, man. He's got some strength to him. Looking a foot sweep.
And that will be it. 1-1 is your final score. Nick Marable is going to take it. He's your champion at 70 kilos, but tough test there for Nick Marable. And hopefully we'll get to see that matchup later on down the road.